Are you guys seeing this insane drop in organic traffic? That's what happens when you buy backlinks online. Now guys, I'm just kidding. This is actually what a phenomenal migration looks like. And this is actually what Transferwise.com, or what's now called Wise.com, went through. This is when they started the migration, and this is their traffic now. So the people over at Transferwise are doing some phenomenal SEO. And in this video, we're gonna break down how they're getting 19 million monthly in organic traffic. One of the first things that sticks out to me is this huge breakdown of different countries from where their traffic is coming from. To be honest, I don't know if I've seen a website getting this much traffic that has such a healthy breakdown of traffic coming in from different countries. Unfortunately, we're not gonna cover the SEO for all of these countries. We're just gonna look at the US. What we have to understand is that the work they've done in the US version of their website also applies to all their different languages and countries that they're targeting. So as always, these SEO strategy breakdowns start by taking a look at their top subfolders. So once we click into this, again, we're only taking a look at the United States. We're gonna see that there's three main subfolders that are taking in the biggest chunk of traffic. So this one right here is responsible for 33% of the traffic, and that's the currency converter. We're gonna take a look at that in just a second. Then we have 17% of the traffic coming in for the routing number subfolder. Really interesting stuff happening here. You definitely wanna stick around for that. And then there's that 13% coming in for Wise's blog. So we're also going to cover that in detail. So if we open up this currency converter subfolder, we're gonna see something really special, and that's not only the amount of traffic that they're coming in, but the types of keywords that they're ranking for. So there's around 850,000 monthly organic users coming in, and if we click into the organic keywords, we're gonna see that they're ranking for some pretty powerful keywords, right? So it makes a lot of sense for Wise to have a lot of these landing pages and to target a lot of these keywords. It's very core to their main business, which is sending money abroad for low fees, right? So let's take a look at a lot of these keywords. So CAD to USD, yen to USD, a lot of really large keywords where they're ranking pretty phenomenally. But if we open up a few of these landing pages, let's say I'm gonna open the CAD to USD and then the one right under it, so yen to USD, we're gonna take a look at something that's happening that we've seen previously in a lot of previous SEO strategy breakdowns, and that's the use of templates. So if we quickly compare these two pages, we're gonna see that it's the exact same page with a slight differentiation in content, but it's basically the same from one page to the other. So this is the CAD to USD, and this is the Japanese yen to USD. Again, this is the same structure of the page. Obviously, the content inside the page is gonna be different, but that's something that's jumping out to me right off the bat. Another really interesting thing that's happening here is that if we take a look at this specific table and we click into any of these are actually pages that Wise has created, and this is actually really smart. So if we actually plug this into Ahrefs quickly, we're gonna see that this specific page is getting around 130 in organic traffic. Obviously that isn't a lot, but this all adds up. And so what Wise has done here, which is brilliant, is they've created a page to target each specific version of this type of keyword, right? So the keyword that we're looking for here is the actual conversion from Canadian dollar to US dollar. So they're probably looking at the most popular searches, which is 1 Canadian dollar to US dollar, 5, 10, 20, 50, and so on and so forth. And it looks like they've done the same the other way around, and it's probably the same for all the different pages. It looks like it's exactly the same for the Japanese yen and US dollar. So they most likely have a bunch of these landing pages for as many of these currency converter pages as they've built, right? So again, really important to note that use of templates that's being applied to each landing page. A lot of these templates, again, are gonna be filled with very SEO focused content that's performing very well, but it's also a great opportunity for Wise to pitch their product and to show them how their product works. The main question I have though is I really wonder how many of these clicks are they actually getting. We do see that this breakdown of the volume of the keyword and the actual traffic that Ahrefs is estimating is really low. But if we actually plug any of these keywords into Google, so we can just add in CAD to USD, what we see come up right here is that Google suggestion. So Google is kind of taking over a lot of these keywords, which must be frustrating for Wise and their competitors. If I was a user that just needed to quickly have a reference of what the Canadian dollar was in comparison to the US dollar, this would suffice for me. Like, this would be enough. I'm not sure how likely I would be to scroll down and click on Wise, which is down here ranked in this position. I guess at this level, that's when the power of branding and trust comes through. Anyway, guys, let's take a look at the second subfolder. There's a lot we can take from this second one. This honestly blew my mind. I had no idea this was happening. If we open up this subfolder, so in this subfolder, Wise is talking about routing numbers, and I just want to show you guys really quickly the type and the size of the keywords that they're getting. I want you guys to notice how many featured snippets Wise is getting. So what you guys see here, these little quotation marks or these little quotes right here, that's a featured snippet that they're getting. So that's position number 1, right? And if I just scroll down, most of these keywords are featured snippets. This is absolutely crazy. I really am not sure if I'd seen this many featured snippets for one specific subfolder. We're gonna break this down in just a second. If you guys wanna learn more about how to get featured snippets, I recommend you check out this video. But anyway, guys, let's quickly check out some of these pages. So I'm just gonna open up this Wells Fargo page and then this Bank of America page. So we're gonna see a couple of things here. The first one, again, we're gonna see that it's another template that's being applied to a different set of keywords. So again, this use of templates is super common and it's something that we should be applying to our website. But if we just quickly scroll down, I just want to show you guys just to confirm that this is a template. So we're gonna see it's basically the same type structure of page. And then again, just quickly go over to the Bank of America. It's basically the same thing. So the use of templates is obvious. They're doing this super well, but what's happening here, which is so powerful, is the use of snippet baits. Again, I covered that in my video, so definitely check that out. But snippet baits are basically a summarized version of the answer in different formats, right? So when we're looking at the keyword Wells Fargo routing number, there's different ways that we can provide this answer in a short and summarized version. So they do this in a variety of ways. They have this snippet bait where they have the sentence right here, where they say this is actually the routing number right here. They also have this specific table, knowing that there's that possibility that that featured snippet can come in a table format. And then all the way down here, so they have some pretty nice content up here. And then all the way down here, they have this huge table, which is definitely gonna be extremely useful as well for featured snippets. So this already has the structure of a table, and it's perfect for Google to come in and post that directly into their featured snippet. And then if we check Bank of America, we're gonna see it's exactly the same thing. So again, a little bit of snippet bait here. We're already answering that keyword in here as well. And again, this huge table that can be easily added as a featured snippet. So there's two main things happening here. Not only is it the use of templates, but it's also that snippet bait over and over in different formats. This is definitely something that we want to apply to our own websites. And guys, the final subfolder that I want to take a look at is this blog subfolder, which is actually something that we can all learn from. And first thing we're going to do is just take a quick look at how much traffic they're getting in the US. Mind you guys, all the stuff that we're looking at now, they've gone out and done the same for all the different countries they're targeting, which is crazy to think about. So the wise.com/US blog is getting around 322,000 monthly users organically. And then if we check some of these keywords, we're gonna see there's a bit of a mix of these type of keywords, because if we actually take a look at the blog, we're gonna see something pretty crazy. So a lot of these blogs are targeting, as they should, a lot of top of funnel keywords and a lot of top of funnel audiences, right? So if we take a look, so we have this little news section, which is great, personal finance, which makes sense, something they definitely need to include. But then they have these two sections, which is the living abroad and then the travel section. So this actually makes a lot of sense. They're targeting that expat audience, people that are very likely to be sending money abroad because they're living in a different country. So let's say I just click into Australia right here. So here we go, right? They have guides for expats, and all this stuff might not be extremely relevant to that Wise product, but they always find a way of bringing it back to their main business, right? So minimum wage in Australia, right? So they're connecting that top of funnel information with perhaps sending money abroad, right? So everything is connected to their main product. So if we just quickly go back to Ahrefs to take a look at some of these keywords, we're gonna see a lot of these keywords are finance related and banking related, but then we're gonna see keywords like this, cheapest place to live in the world, right? So not super relevant, but still important. How does PayPal work? How to move to Japan? So all these keywords, do you need a passport to go to Mexico? All of these keywords are gonna be eventually tied back to their business. We just take a quick example. At this blog, do you need a passport to go to Mexico? Full guide. If we scroll down, I'm sure. So here they're pitching their new credit card or their debit card. And then here, this is where they're pitching their product. So are you traveling abroad? Get a Wise card, right? The people over at Transferwise or Wise, they know exactly what they're doing. They've employed a really great SEO strategy. To summarize summarize, these are three main things that we can take from Wise's SEO strategy. So number one, it's that use of templates. We've seen this over and over again with a lot of these really big companies. We saw it with Canva, we saw it with Shopify, with Zapier. I'll add links to all those videos in the description, but this use of templates allows these companies to create SEO ready pages at scale and target a wider range of keywords very, very quickly. On top of that, Wise is doing this not only locally in one specific country, but in a variety of countries internationally. So that's really, really amazing. Secondly, they're using all those snippet baits to try and get as many featured snippets as possible at scale. And we saw that that was working very, very well for them in that specific subfolder, the routing subfolder. And finally, they're leveraging that blog for what it's meant to be used for, which is targeting that top of funnel content and then rerouting those users back to their main product. If you guys are interested in these type of videos, you guys should check out this breakdown of Shopify's incredible SEO strategy, and also check out This Is My Most Viewed video, which is the Canva breakdown video. I highly recommend both of these. I'll see you guys in the next one.